one of the first thing you need to do is get the right influencers. So the first thing to do, if you're using the wrong influencer for the wrong campaign, you won't deliver.
Hey everyone, you're welcome to this episode of the Viral Lagos podcast. I'm here again, Osahontelo. I'm excited to be here as usual. And today we have Fabio right here with us. Fabio, nice to have you here.
Excited to be here too.
Yeah. So this is a Viral Lagos podcast and we discuss everything viral content, influencer marketing from Lagos, Nigeria to the rest of the world. So today we'll talk about how to get the best results, right, from influencer marketing, how to get the best out of influencer marketing. And doing justice to that is Fabio. Fabio here. Just give us a bit of introduction. Tell us about yourself.
Okay, like you said, I'm Fabio. I'm a digital marketing strategist. I've been in digital for close to 10 years. I currently work with BetKing. Prior to BetKing, I've worked across so many other brands like Dettol, Durex, Happic Jumia.
Right.
Yeah.
So when it comes to talking about this topic, I think Fabio is one of the people that we should listen to, right? With so much experience. So if you want to know how to get the best out of using influencers for a campaign, you should sit back, relax. Before you move further, kindly just like this video, right? If you enjoy the content we'll be serving, like the video, kindly share and subscribe, right? We're a growing community on YouTube, but we intend to grow faster. So we need your support, we need your patronage, if that's the right word to use at this point, to enable us grow. So thank you guys for joining. Thank you for coming again. We're going to just go right into the topic straight away. Very beautiful journey you've had, career working with all these big brands. So Dettol, Durex, I'm sure that's Reckitt Benckiser, right?
Yeah, Reckitt.
Did I pronounce it properly?
Yeah, Reckitt Benckiser. You did.
Yeah, Reckitt Benckiser. So Reckitt Benckiser, I think that was, you were there when I met you. That was in 2020. 2020, right. Okay, nice. So just tell us a bit about how did you move from Reckitt to BetKing?
Okay, awesome question. I think at Reckitt, I handled a lot of campaigns. A lot of campaigns that went viral for Dettol. We signed influencers like Ighalo. I did a lot of work with Tobi Bakare for Durex and all. So at that point, I started to get some sort of exposure. And then the opportunity came to move over this nice betting company that likes your work and we want you to join our team. So it came in like an head-hunting. They told me, okay.
You were head-hunted then?
Yes. So they told me, oh, this is the plans we have. And I found it interesting. I like to work with brands that want to do things in Nigeria. So I just made the decision and I moved.
Nice. So with your experience working with the likes of Ighalo and Bakare, so tell us about your experience working with influencers in general.
I think working with influencers has been great for me, especially because of the fact that before I decide to work with an influencer, I try to look at so many things. I try to see that this influencer is fit for the brand. This influencer is fit for the platform I want to use. It's also fit for resonance. I mean, you want to do something with an influencer and 2 months after that campaign, people still remember this thing. So it's been great working with influencers, especially when you choose an influencer that is also ready to work.
Right.
Yes,
I think
ready to give you everything.
That's a very important point. Choosing an influencer that's ready to work. I've had a influencer manager for a brand. So there was this influencer I was trying to help them get, and we were talking, and like, this guy is not ready to work. I mean, when you said that, I just remember that.
Yeah,
that was
very important.
That was the exact word he used. The exact phrase he used. This guy is not ready to work. You know, like, I think so too, because there was a lot of back and forth.
So you'll get a lot of issues with influencers like that.
Yeah. So why do you think those issues come up?
So like I said, the first thing you need to do is understand the influencer that fits your brand, right? There are some influencers, when you give them the brief, they're just interested in, okay, you want me to do this and I'll do this and I'm done, right? There are some that digest the brief, put themselves in the middle of the brief, try to translate it. It's just like you're getting an actor to to act a movie, and then you're saying this is the character I want you to be. So there are few ones that they're very interested in taking your brief, dissect it, read it out, ready to work, ready to make some changes, because the actual brief is different from the actual execution. But when you get to the actual execution and you need to tweak things, there's some influencers that says, hey, no, this was what we talked about. They don't care whatever happens to your brand. But there are some, like, they will even give you advice, they'll give you suggestions, they will help you, because it's their audience, they understand. So when you give them a brief and, oh, my guys don't like this is the best way to tweak it, this is the best way to speak to my audience, makes work interesting.
Small businesses and enterprises can now receive borderless payments from customers anywhere in the world. Skrape is a crypto payment gateway that allows businesses to receive payments globally with cryptocurrency. Skrape allows you to collect payments on your website and app through our decentralized engine and gives you the ability to receive payments instantly into any wallet provider of your choice. You can also create a payment link and receive instant settlements, avoid long settlement cycles, and sign up on Skrape today. Join thousands of other Skrape users and begin to enjoy speedy service. Skrape is your crypto payment buddy.
So we'll just go into the main meat of this discussion, which is the best, how to get the best out of influencers. So from your experience, right? So tell us, what's the best way to get influencers to deliver stellar performance and deliver the best results you want in your campaigns?
That's a difficult question. Why I would say it's a difficult question is working with influencers is very, very dynamic, right? Like I said, one of the first thing you need to do is get the right influencers. So the first thing to deliver, if you're using the wrong influencer for the wrong campaign, you won't deliver. That's one. Two.
So the first one is getting the right
get the right influencers. Okay. Yes. Two.
Sorry. Let's break it down a bit. So how are you sure? So how do I know an influencer? So for instance, let's use a gambling site, for instance, right? How would you choose influencers for a gambling site?
Okay, so choosing an influencer for a gambling site first is you understand your audience, right?
So you need to understand your audience,
your own audience, right?
First.
And then you understand your audience, who you want to reach out to, who you want to speak with. Choosing the right influencer means you need to choose the person that actually resonates with your audience, right? So if I have a gambling site and I'm trying to speak to the age of between 18 to 25, and then I go get an influencer that is like 50 years old, you understand that doesn't work. So you understand your audience, and then you know your brand, right? And then you get an influencer that fits the brand in terms of the way you speak, the kind of content the influencer puts out there, the way the influencer communicates. Are you a brand where your customer service, you're always responding to people? You wouldn't want to get an influencer when you start a campaign, people are asking questions and like, oh, it's not my business, I'm not responding. So you need to understand that choosing your influencer means there has to be a very strong match between the influencer's personality, the kind of content the influencer drops out there, the platform the influencer use, and your brand. That's the first thing to do.
Okay, that's nice. So what would be the next step?
So the next step then is to understand the influencer's content and how you want to deliver your content, right? If you want to, so there are different kind of influencers and where they have influence. Some influencers have influence based on their content. Some influencers have influence based on their personality. So I'll give you a typical example. A personality that is well dressed every time he goes out, is neat and all, right? Is an influencer needed for a fashion brand. He doesn't have to create funny skits. He doesn't have to create super content. He just has to dress up and go out, right? That's the way influence is. So you understand the influencer and you understand what you actually want he or she to influence.
So first thing is know your own audience, know you want to reach. They understand the influencer, how he reaches his people, right? And the tools, which is the content.
The content, yes.
So is the content out of his personality? Is the content
does it create this content? Yes. How does it pass this message that you want to pass the message? I think the third is, a lot of people start with the third and the first, which is wrong, which is the third is the community number or the followers. So I usually start from these two things before I then get to what numbers do you have, right? Because in terms of your numbers, I'm looking at the quality of your numbers. So a typical example is if you take a fashion influencer, right, dresses up, goes out, has 2 million followers. What do you expect when he or she drops that picture? You expect people to say, oh, nice outfit, oh, great outfit. That means he has 2 million followers, is actually appreciating the kind of content that he's dropping. But imagine he says he's a fashion influencer, has 2 million people, nice outfit, dresses out, nobody compliments, nobody likes to dress like him. So there's a mismatch there. Yeah. So you go to the community. So I use community rather than the followers. The community, are they engaging? Are they following this person because of who this person is? So a typical example is, let's look at C. Ronaldo. He just moved from Manchester United to an Arab.
I think we've mentioned C. Ronaldo too much.
I mean, it's a typical example of an influencer. He moved within a week, 800,000 followers to about 8 million followers. Yeah. That's followership. That's community. Yeah. Whatever it is that he does is influencing his community to say, guys, move with me.
You're right.
This is where I am now.
Exactly. Okay. I mean, that's very, very, very important. That's quite insightful. So would there be a fourth?
Would there be a fourth? I would say if you pass these three, the fourth will come. So far from my experience, the fourth comes from the love they have for the influencer and the influencer's content.
I was going to. So I was
very important.
So loyalty.
Loyalty, very important.
So community is this loyalty in community, but some people are part of the community because of what they stand to benefit. But for C. Ronaldo's case, I don't think.
I think it's loyalty.
Yeah, it's loyalty.
I agree. Mostly
loyalty because there's nothing in the club. So Al Nasser.
Yeah, but that's the strongest thing you need from an influencer.
Yes,
you need loyalty because loyalty comes from trust.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, you've made this decision to promote this brand.
Right.
We believe it's the right thing for us, and then we're going to do it. We're going to move with you.
So these are very simple things you've mentioned. They are very simple. First, know your audience. Second, understand the influencers audience, right?
Yes.
Then understand influencers content, personality, and audience. Then third, their numbers and community, right?
Agreed.
Then fourth, loyalty.
I'm
sure they are very simple, right? Do you think they are very difficult to do?
I think they are very difficult. Yes. The first is, I said, know your brand. And then know the influencer, but you know the amount of influencers we have there.
Yeah.
It's a very hard task too. And most of these influencers are dynamic. They are very different. It's a very hard task to, match your brand with an influencer. There's an influencer that matches your brand, but this guy also does comedy. It's funny. This guy and your brand is serious.
Yeah.
But then you still need some sort of comedy to take that seriousness. So there's that very strong matrix that it's very difficult. It's not something you just wake up and say, oh, I choose 4, 5, 6 influencers and we're ready to go. So it's not. Also, you need to understand loyalty. Are they loyal to this influencer because of what? The reason. I think for C. Ronaldo, I'll stop mentioning him for that. But I'll come to Nigerian influencers. Yeah, Nigerian influencers, that the loyalty is based on their content. We love this guy, we love this girl, she drops XYZ content every week, she makes my life happy. So there's that sort of loyalty. So it's hard to match.
So let's use Big Brother for instance.
Oh, okay.
You see people who actually go on groups, Telegram groups for particular contestants. So that's an example of loyalty.
Yeah, I agree.
This kind of loyalty is formed. I don't know how it's formed. Maybe it has a lot of, like you said, resonance, right? So somebody who kind of represents you.
Yeah.
Your ideas, what you think, like
see yourself in that person.
You see yourself in that person. But for influencers like general influencers, comedy skin makers, probably they just make you have a good time, right? Probably they just make you so that this will now bring us to niche influencers, right?
Okay.
So do you think niche influencers have more loyal followers than general influencers? Say, for instance, a random comedian. So I think it's one area of we have some niche influencers on this show soon, right? Okay. And we'll talk about this more. So this we'll now talk about low. I think they have better loyalty because I'm following you because of this. It's specified. I'm following Brother Shaggy because it's funny, right? If he tells me about the product, he's talking about it because they are probably paid him. Right? You get what I'm saying? And it doesn't mean I don't trust his judgment.
Okay.
But if I'm following, if my attacker tells me this a fashion brand, no, he won't talk about fashion because that's a fashion brand. But if he ever mentions anything about fashion I'll say, yeah, he knows what he's talking about because that's what we know him for. That's what we follow him for, right? So in that note, I think if you are running a campaign or you're trying to do something, I think maybe in finding somebody who kind of represents that niche, just like you mentioned, like people don't go to the numbers first, right? Go to how the person. In fact, you said everything. I'm just saying in a different way.
I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm saying in a different way. So you said the first one, your brand, right? Then know how does the person do their brand. So you mentioned the fashion guy and the person makes people laugh. That's exactly what I'm saying again, right? So I think people should look at niche influencers, take them more seriously, right? Most of them don't have a lot of numbers. Most of them don't have a lot of numbers, right? So most of them have maybe 20k, 80k, 50k, but the people who are going to view that post, right, are viewing it because
the right audience.
Yes, basically.
So I think I'm glad you're talking about this because I think I'll agree so much because so what I do is basically I create my influencers in some sort of layer, right? These guys, I call them the niche guys, I call them the thought leaders, right? Within the influencer space. Now, all this depends on what the brand wants to achieve. Now, because most of the brands here in Nigeria want to use influencers to achieve top level brand awareness, you understand, reach. So that's why a lot of people tilt towards the general influencer does a skit. At the end of my skit, call my brand name. Like you said, I might watch it because I am a Brother Shaggy fan, but doesn't necessarily mean that I would. But what is the brand trying to achieve? Which is the first thing that I said is I want my brand to be an household name. How would it be an household name? Means I need to look at everything that people are watching and put my brand name in it. Now, if you're going to the next level where you want a very strong sort of conversion, you want trial, you want somebody to test it out, you have no choice than to use the niche guys. Use the niche guys to pass that message because you might not have this large number of followers, but the moment the followers sees it, they take a trial because they trust the judgment, they believe it's being used. So I'll use an example of when EA Sport, I'm a gamer, wants to release FIFA. The first set of influencers are gamers on YouTube. They give them the game, they ask them to play, they tell them to publish it out and tell people the features. Now, I would listen to a new game from a gamer that has been playing games for years than if a Brother Shaggy just goes and does a skit. I mean, it will be funny, but will I buy the game? Maybe not. So niche is the second level, depending on what the brand wants to achieve. So I'll do a funnel. I'll say if you're doing awareness, use the general guys. If you want to start to do consideration, is niche. There's no joke about it. If you want to do conversion, then you still use the niche guys, but at a stronger level. It won't be, just wear this. It will be much more. So I agree.
Beautiful conversation. I mean, beautiful, smart, sharp, straight to the point. Thank you so much, Fabio. I really enjoyed this conversation.
Excited to be here.
I think we should have you here again.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. So thank you, guys.
I think you should have us argue with a real influencer.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting.
Fun.
That would be fun. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. This is the Viral Lagos podcast. I remain Zaontello. Please don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share this video. And please turn on your notification bells. Turn it on. Please, we'll be dropping more videos and more education, more entertainment, probably more information on influencer marketing, right? Thank you so much for joining us. I will see you again very soon. All right.
Thanks, man.